Hi, I just want to briefly talk about this group called Manifested Sons of God. Um, there's a gentleman I friend with online, and he mentioned something that just seemed a little off, and um, so I'm just going to look at their statement of faith here. Just go to Manifested Sons of God, 8070, statement of faith. And number five that I'm looking at, and this is really struck me as odd. It says right here, a new way to look at being born again is from within the context of the prodigal son, but not Adam's death, because that was cast in the lake of fire, and all people post 80-70 start life born alive by Christ. I think this is absolutely 100% false. First off, the lake of fire, that was referring to Gehenna at Israel back in the first century. It was a valley where trash was thrown and burning. And when we talk about people being thrown in the lake of fire, these were people already physically dead, and their physical bodies were thrown into the trash and burning. That's the lake of fire. This is not some spiritual realm thing. Um, so that's one problem. So you can't take Adam's death. Adam died a long time ago. You cannot, unless you got some sort of time machine. There's no connection here. Okay. Um, and Adam's death in and of itself is not. Uh, okay. Adam's death spiritually, yes. Um, the nature that's contrary to the nature of God, the self-serving nature rather than overflowing spirit nature. God's overflowing of life, whereas after the fall, it reversed direction, more implode, sucking energy. I'm trying to say, it's not an overflow of life; it's reversed. All right, so it's a spiritual thing. But so when God said, "Surely I say to this, this day you'll surely die," He wasn't talking physical death to Adam, but He's referring to the spiritual. All right. Um, so yeah. So this is just wrong. All right. And all people post 80, 70 start life born alive by Christ, and um, I believe that the realm of darkness was crushed by 70 AD. Okay. Actually, 73 AD. I take that back. 73 AD. It was finally consummated at the Masada. What am I talking about here? So let's just show you my link here, or my interactive PDFs. So this is a timeline. Okay. So let's see here. So you have January 8068 here, 8069 here, then 8070, 71. Okay, so 73 AD is where the last enemy was destroyed, and what we need to understand what's spiritually going on during this time. Back in 8066, where Book of Revelation refers to the Jews as the synagogue of Satan. So it's a period of time where there's a bright light that occurred at the temple, and I believe it was during that time where Satan was released to see the nations, to gather them for battle. So then you had the Gog and Magog. Okay, so so the Jews who denied Christ in the flesh, Satan was going into them. Okay, I know it's kind of crazy talk. I'm not used to talking this way, but yeah. So it was not consummated until 7 years later, on April 8th, 73 AD. It's actually the day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's when it was consummated. That was the final day of Feast of Unleavened Bread, and that wrapped it up. So when it says in 1 Corinthians 15, 24 through 26, for he must reign, that's referring to Christ, till he put all enemies under his feet, and that was the last of enemies, those who were at the Masada. This is about 30 miles away from Jerusalem. The last enemy should be destroyed at death. Then cometh the end, then when he shall have delivered the kingdom to God. Here, let's just open this here. Even the Father, when he shall put down all rule and all authority and all power. So once they were destroyed, that was it. Everything is done. The Jews who came to Christ had nothing to worry about after this. April 8th, 73 AD. But he must reign. Okay, so that was fulfilled 73 AD. And so at that point, then the Father took over. As of September 22nd, 8073, that was the judgment of the 12 tribes of Israel. And then the day after, they were deathless. So every single Jew who's 100% Jew by blood were gone. Only those, like Josephus, he's only 50% Jew by blood. He was not part of the house of Israel. He would have continued on. Okay? So when Jesus said the house be left desolate, he meant it. Okay? He wasn't joking when he said that. And some people try to interpret it as, the house, only those, the apostate. No, he's referring to the entire house. He didn't say a fraction of the house or the apostate Israel of the house. He said the house, Matthew 23:38. All right. So anyway, yeah. So this is really meat stuff. This is mature type theology. This is not for people who first become Christians. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to point out this is just wrong. All right. And I pointed out to him heresy, and he took it with a grain of salt, and we're still we still have that relationship. So there's nothing to divide over. But I just want to give my 2 cents. This is just not correct. All right. I'm 99.99999% sure that this is not correct. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you. Anyway, I hope you continue to enjoy your studies, and you have an awesome day. Thank you.